map. Starting to the bottom right, it's the Star Tail player in the red. He wants to face his teammate in the grand final. Will he be able to win against the Prime player? This is, of course,
Star Tail Patin.
Was able to succeed on Tal'Dorei Malta and force this third game. His opponent to the top right in the blue. It is the Prime player, and he calls himself
CreatorPrime.
all of them with these Korea badges now at their shirt.
Yes, because they are all representatives of Korea.
Exactly, they are already advanced, they are part of the top 10. But who's the player who will take the first place in this tournament?
That's what we all want to see, man. This is the last game in this best of 3. It's down to the wire. One of these players is going to be out.
And you already mentioned that Entombed Valley is a map that really suits Creator's style.
Yeah.
Being on the defensive here, establishing a space is definitely something that he can pull off here.
Such a tough map to use Blink Stalkers on.
Yeah. So the question is a little bit more, what exactly is Parting going to do? Because he knows what Creator loves to do, so this is exactly what he's going to expect.
Yeah, and especially since it's game number 3, the final game, so Creator's probably going to stick to his style. I think if Creator does not do his normal style, he will probably go Phoenixes again. That seems to be something he's really comfortable with and something he's practiced a lot recently. And keep in mind that Squirtle, like you said, is watching all of this, and the more builds that Creator shows, for example, his Dark Templar build on Tal'Dorei Altar, is going to be something that he's no longer going to be able to use. Also, the map choices have not been chosen yet because the vetoes can't be done until you know who's in the finals. So that's going to be something that comes into play as well, because Squirtle might veto some maps he thinks Creator, if he wins, or Parting, if he wins, is especially strong on.
Exactly, that is actually so right. He had the chance to just analyze all of these games, not only the match that we've seen today, but Creator has played quite a significant share of PvPs in this matchup. So the map vetoes will be very important. If Squirtle sees the map when he faces Creator or Parting where he thinks that his opponent is especially strong, then he will just veto the map and be like, okay, well, I don't want to face you on this map, but I'm fine with any other.
Yeah. Now, slight variations in the build. Obviously, Parting doing his trademark double gate, something Creator is skipping right now. And Creator has faster Warp Gate Research Start, faster Stalker production in general, with his faster core they got out here. Zealot is trying to take out this probe, but Parting actually sees everything.
And Creator now with the first Stalker, the Stalker faster on the map because he chrono boosted. And he's building the second one. He's not going straight for those sentries. It looks like we are seeing him with a variation of his build.
Yeah, he's going to tech in some way.
Yeah.
The question is, which way will he tech? Oh, this is actually so exciting. What's he going to choose, Caldor?
I really like that he's doing this. We talked about him being a bit predictable, and he tried to just change things against Squirtle. It didn't really work, but now we have him with an opening with 2 additional gates, 3 gates in total,
yeah.
And so far he looks way more collected than against Squirtle.
Yes. It's going to be a 3-gateway expand. Creator actually runs off of the Watchtower, which I think is pretty cool because he expects that Parting will probably have additional Stalkers up very fast. That's his style. Even though he had the better vision at that point, decided not to go. Creator's actually checking for pylons all over the map as well here.
What do you think is he going to do? Once again, his Stargate opening that he seems to love so much that he used against Squirtle.
He's got so much gas available.
Exactly. He has a lot, 300 by now.
This is weird.
Creator is going for the robotics now.
Yeah, he's going to go for a 3-gateway robotics expand. Parting 350 gas. The audience is silent. Nobody says a word.
And here's his transition, going for the robotics facility as well.
It's going to be one base Colossus again, I think, Calder. You know, he showed this against his teammate yesterday.
Yeah, of course. I just said that he played the Stargate, but it was actually Squirtle who did it, you're right. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be the same build that he used yesterday. You're so right about it.
I mean, there's not much else that makes sense with all the gas he's saved up here. He's being very aggressive first, try to throw Creator off, make him make sentries. He wants Creator to make more sentries. He loses a Stalker here.
The 2 force fields and are not able to trap the Stalker, but it doesn't matter in the end because it dies anyways.
Yes. And 2 sentries coming out for Parting, but he still has enough gas to start his robotic support bay as soon as the robo finishes.
Here's the expansion for Creator, and also for Parting. Both of them with an expansion play, 2 bases.
I find this strange. He does cancel the Observer, and he's going to go for an Immortal. Okay, so he's not going to try to do an aggressive Colossus build here. he had a lot of extra gas, but as a result, basically with his pressure, the fact that his opponent had to warp in the sentries kind of evened things out for him a little bit, so he didn't waste that gas time that he had, because now he's teching appropriately as he gets his Nexus up. Nice. This is actually the closest game we've seen in this best of 3 so far.
Well spotted here, the pylon to the top left with Creator, Stalkers. He sees it, takes it out, and therefore Parting will be supply blocked. Building double pylon right now, to make sure that he can build additional units. The Harvester count is actually at 28 to 29. Both of them have been skipping the Pro production for quite a while, just now being restarted.
Creator says he wants Colossi. He makes the robotic support bay first, Parting making another gateway just to keep things safe, as he knows his opponent has more gateway production than he does. But this is something that puts Creator a little bit ahead. Creator, what he does normally, he's got like a 3-step process. He takes his sentries out, gets a Nexus, then goes robotic support bay and goes into Colossi.
And I feel that with this kind of play, Creator is the one who definitely has a bit of an advantage. Just because this is the play that he loves, that he likes, that he always wants to go for. We've seen it on Ohana. As soon as you go into this late game PvP, he is the player who is not afraid to hit a timing like perfectly. When he moved out in order to attack with a +3 attack timing, it was so well done and so well executed that even though Parting started his upgrade shortly after Creator, he just couldn't use it because the fight was already over. So Creator, very dangerous when it comes to this type of situation. Will Parting be able to take him down with this? I actually think Creator has a pretty good position here now.
I think so too. His robotic support bay is so ahead. His first Colossus is already on the way. Destroying his rocks, setting up for the third. Something that, that's something that Creator actually could be doing.
And the thing is, Creator is actually committing quite a lot to his economy. He is not afraid to build probes here and to commit to his work account. And therefore, he is already the lead in the workers. He has an advantage in the income. And this is something that he will be able to use.
Yeah, he starts his range very quickly here as well. He could hit a timing with his faster Colossi. It's not something he will necessarily do, but it's possible. Both of them are at 2 mortals, so there's no advantage there. We saw that kind of come into play a little bit last game. Oh, Observer pick off here by Parting. Very nice. Oh, just barely not able to. But since he pushes it away, it no longer has vision of anything.
It's still really annoying for him, of course, that he was not able to take it down. The Rogues are now being attacked by both of these players. The Harvester count at this point is 46 to 44. Also, Parting now has started his own worker production once again with a double probe. And we have the second robotics facility a little bit faster for the Startail player, whereas our Prime Protoss is now getting his forge a lot faster than Parting does. And therefore, once again, the upgrade advantage.
Yes, and that really helped him out a lot last game. Plus his composition, but I mean, we talked about it a lot. It was just about 15 seconds from being done. That +3 was not. Oh, catches the Observer of Parting actually counter.
Well done.
Poke there. Now he's got the ability to make the Nexus if he wants, but he's actually going to add Gates and a Twilight Council first instead. And because of this, he's going to allow his opponent to pass him in Colossus count very likely here.
But of course, the Twilight Council is something that he really needs to start his +2 attack upgrade, and he wants to have Blink as well, all these upgrades. Now we have the +1 started for Parting too. But you can see on the production tab already that we have a slight edge for Creator, and this is all that he needed on Ohana to take Parting down. The third base is fast. Oh, actually, no, it's a little bit faster for Parting. Both of them going for the third, and the double robotics now also available to Creator in a few seconds. But Parting will, as you already said, Wolf, he will have the better Colossus count if he continues his double Colossi production.
Yeah, he's just barely going to edge out an advantage. Creator will have charge first, but that is not actually a very significant lead to have, because there's never going to be a timing where your opponent has like suddenly a bunch of Zealots that he kills you with, not in this type of situation we've developed into here. This is not like someone trying to use charge Zealots against Phoenixes or something like that. Creator ahead in supply significantly though. And, you know, the Colossus count, even though Parting will, I think, be probably about a third of a Colossus ahead, he's going to be about a third of a Colossus ahead, which is not too important when you have that defender's advantage walking across the
reason
map.
be, of course, that Parting added his first robotics facility so much later than Creator did. And now we also have the Startail player with his Templar Archive being lined up. The +2 attack upgrade will be started by his opponent in just a few seconds though, and with Creator using all these chrono boosts on the Forge, he actually was able to increase the time advantage that he has with the additional upgrades.
Yeah, he's going to way get ahead of him. Twilight Council and +1 finishing up around the same time for Parting, so he's not losing anything there. Adding a few extra gateways. The gases are being taken way faster for Creator at the third base. He's had it up a little bit longer. And these are just little things. Parting, look at his resources at the top right. He's got 400 gas, whereas Creator has 150, and that means actually not that he's doing something wrong, it just means he doesn't have enough minerals to spend his gas, because you need both, especially when you're buying expensive units like 300, 200 Colossi.
And Creator is once again ahead in overall supply, just by roughly 15 at this point, but still, he's looking at a pretty good composition here. The harvester count has evened out, but he already mined more minerals than his opponent. He had a very good income early on. The Colossi count is 5 to 6, the Stalker count similar, everything is just roughly the same, except of course for the upgrades. And both of them going once again for the Twilight, for the Templar Archive here. Creator is actually moving out with this timing that indicates that he might attack with a +2 upgrade.
You know, if on this map, we talked about this in the Terran versus Protoss matchup, but it works in PvP as well. If you get that concave where your opponent has to go through the choke point, you get a good position at the third, that can work. Creator did this last game as well, where he kind of moved out for a second, said, well, wait a minute, and then decided to pull back. Nice map awareness here by Parting, picking off that Observer.
And Creator is once again on the move. He's a little bit indecisive here. He just wants to make sure that he's not being caught out of position in a weird situation where he suddenly has to sack one of his bases to defend the other. Yeah. And +2 is nearly complete. Look at how much ahead he is suddenly. His chrono boosts were spot on. His macro, just when it comes down to the chrono boosting, so much better than Parting's actually.
Yeah, and that's really critical. This is something that can, I mean, look at it again, he's just chrono boosting it right there. He doesn't miss a beat with that, and he's also doing this on his Colossi as well. You know, Parting is hitting most of his chronos as well, but he's doing them on other things, like for example his Colossi, his charge research as well now, and some probes. He was building a few more probes there, now taking a 68 to 64 harvester lead.
4th base now started for Creator. Parting is going to do the same thing very soon. He adds pylons at the bottom left of the map. And Creator is now just moving out. He has the +3 lining up, getting his 4th base, which has been spotted, by the way.
I wonder if we're going to have a similar situation to the last game. By the way, I want to note that Parting is starting 2 Immortals, because at some point, you know, when you hit about like 10 to 11 Colossi, you actually have too many for them to all have a concave in certain maps and certain battle locations, like this map, for example. So I kind of like this choice. He has 9 Colossi, but he's getting more Immortals. But that is gonna be a problem if his opponent actually fights out in the open here. Creator is going to force him to cancel this.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't fan out, yeah, and he does not force the cancel.
But now look, the +2 attack upgrade for Parting is done, and he doesn't start +3. He's losing more time with this attack upgrade.
Yeah, it's so important. He has the resources to do it, and he should be.
Now they are on even upgrades, so Creator has to be careful here. He will not be able to use his advantage, but he's trying to force a cancel on the expansion.
Yeah, these Colossi just do so much with no, of course, shield upgrades for that Nexus.
Now +3 has been started.
But only 40 seconds away for Creators, and that's in-game seconds. It's almost done, and he's chrono boosting it.
Yes, he is.
I think he's going to attack with it.
If he attacks with it, this will be the perfect time. He has the advantage. He's moving in. He's poking once again. The upgrade is nearly done. Creator is trying to hit this timing again. It won him the game on Ohana. Does it win him Entombed Valley?
He's adding extra gateways as well. He knows he's going to want to warp in a ton of zealots after the fight begins. +3 is done. He checks his opponent's upgrades. He moves forward, but the concave is better for Parting, at least initially here.
Stargate started for Parting here. He wants to go for the mothership.
Poke it just 2 more times, and that Nexus is gone. Parting having the better concave for a second here, but Creator's units rip through his. At this point, the +3 really showing. Watch, the battle was even for a second, but now Creator pulls ahead. It looks like he is going to win this game. He's got too many Colossi.
The Colossi for Parting are evaporating. They're down to 3 against 8, and the 4th base, it is gone. Creator 130 supply against 94.
He's got the 4th base up as well. He just needs to re-warp in a few more zealots and go for the second wave, and this game will end. What can Parting do here?
Wow. He has the +3, he starts armor immediately after that, chrono boosts it again, and then with the upgrade advantage he moves in, he pokes, takes the 4th, looks at it, Parting has to defend, only a few hit points away from losing his base, and then Creator just trying to seal the deal and now suddenly being 70 supply ahead.
And when +3 finishes, he's not going to be even on upgrades because of the armor.
Exactly.
Creator is actually the Forge Master. Wow. He's shown Forge play in all matchups now. Double Forge in PvZ before a lot of people, double Forge in PvT, and now PvP just not missing a single chrono.
And here we go.
Killing all the probes.
Squirtle is watching, and he will not be comfortable to face Creator in the late game. The fourth has been cancelled again, and even if Creator doesn't end it now immediately, he still has such a great economy. He can go for the
Plus
upgrades.
2 armor immediately on his Forge.
This guy doesn't miss a second.
Every time I see Creator from now on, I'm going to imagine his arms as 2 Forges. Oh, look at all these Zealots. They're not even going to be able to fight.
This Concave with all of those Colossi. He has 12 against 3, and Parting has no chance whatsoever.
He will not be able to get revenge against his teammate here. He is going to be out. He will represent Korea in the Asia Finals, but he has no chance at the finals of the entire tournament here. That is where Creator is going. He is going to have to beat Squirtle twice here. Parting is it. GG.